Welcome back, champions of change and truth seekers. Today's video is going to light a fire in your soul, because we're diving into one of the most powerful and inspiring reforms happening in Africa right now: the rise of local industries in Burkina Faso under the fearless leadership of President Ibrahim Traoré. This isn't just another economic policy, it's a movement, a revolution in self-reliance, and a blueprint for how a nation can rise by believing in its own people, its own resources, and its own strength. From transforming raw cotton into local fashion, to building factories, supporting small businesses, reviving traditional crafts, and empowering young innovators, Burkina Faso is proving that the real wealth of a nation lies not in foreign aid, but in its people's creativity, resilience, and pride. If you've ever wanted to witness what true economic independence looks like, this is it. So before we dive in, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with anyone who believes in the power of homegrown change. This is not just news, it's the heartbeat of a new Africa. Let's go. 4. Monetary and currency reform. One of the boldest and most revolutionary pillars of President Ibrahim Traoré's economic transformation strategy is monetary and currency reform. At the heart of this reform is the vision of freeing Burkina Faso from the shackles of foreign-controlled currency systems and building a truly sovereign financial identity. Traoré's approach is not just economic, it's symbolic, powerful, and unapologetically Pan-African. Key aspects of monetary and currency reform. 1. Moving away from the CFA franc. Colonial legacy. The CFA franc, still used in many West African countries, is tied to the French treasury and has long been criticized for keeping African nations under financial dependence. National sovereignty first. President Traoré publicly condemned the CFA franc as a tool of neocolonialism and expressed a strong commitment to transitioning to a national currency that reflects the identity, values, and independence of Burkina Faso. End goal. The ultimate objective is to introduce a new, sovereign currency, free from French control and international manipulation. 2. Creation of a national central bank. Independent monetary authority. Plans have been laid for establishing a national central bank, operated entirely by Burkinabe experts, to replace the existing structures controlled under the BCEAO, Central Bank of West African States. Policy autonomy. With its own central bank, Burkina Faso can set interest rates, inflation targets, and currency policy that serve national, not regional or foreign, interests. Support for national gold reserve. The central bank would manage the national gold reserve and use it as a backing asset for the new currency, increasing confidence and stability. 3. Introduction of a gold-backed currency proposed. Real asset value. Rather than using fiat currency tied to foreign markets, the government is exploring the development of a gold-backed national currency, leveraging Burkina Faso's rich gold reserves. Economic stability. A gold-backed currency could provide greater resistance to inflation, global market shocks, and currency manipulation, ensuring economic stability for generations to come. Symbol of sovereignty. This would mark a complete break from neo-colonial systems, sending a powerful message to the world: Burkina Faso controls its own destiny. 4. Regional currency cooperation. Pan-African monetary vision. Traoré's currency reform is not an isolated plan. He has expressed interest in collaborating with other Sahel nations like Mali and Niger to explore the possibility of a shared regional currency, one rooted in African values and backed by African wealth. Economic bloc formation. This cooperation could lead to the creation of a new economic bloc that challenges the dominance of the West African CFA zone and increases collective bargaining power for African nations. 5. Digital currency exploration. Tech-driven finance. As part of the modernization effort, the government has shown interest in developing a national digital currency to support cashless transactions, promote transparency, and facilitate access to banking services across the country. Financial inclusion. A state-issued digital currency could help bring unbanked citizens into the financial system, especially in rural areas where traditional banking infrastructure is weak. Outcomes and impact. In progress. Economic liberation. The rejection of the CFA franc and the move toward a national currency would represent true financial independence, enabling Burkina Faso to make autonomous decisions about its economic future. Public support and national pride. The reform has galvanized support among the Burkinabe people, who see it as a long overdue step toward dignity and self-determination. Global attention and debate. The monetary reform has sparked debates internationally about post-colonial economics and the future of African financial systems. Challenges ahead. Implementing a new currency is complex and involves risks such as inflation, capital flight, and trade disruptions, but Traoré's administration appears committed to navigating these challenges with bold leadership and strategic planning. Conclusion. President Traoré's monetary and currency reform is more than a policy, it's a declaration of independence. By rejecting the CFA franc and envisioning a national, possibly gold-backed currency, Burkina Faso is boldly asserting control over its financial future. This reform, combined with efforts to establish a central bank and explore digital currency solutions, shows that the country is not just breaking old chains, it's building a new system from the ground up. A system where Burkinabe wealth works for Burkinabe people, and where the economy reflects the spirit of sovereignty, strength, and unity. 5. Promotion of local industries. President Ibrahim Traoré has placed local industrial development at the core of Burkina Faso's economic revival. Recognizing that sustainable growth must come from within, his administration has launched bold initiatives to empower local entrepreneurs, stimulate manufacturing, and reduce dependency on foreign imports. This reform is about reclaiming economic self-reliance and turning Burkina Faso's raw potential into real productivity. Key pillars of local industry promotion. 1. Made in Burkina, national campaign. Boosting national pride. The government launched the Made in Burkina campaign to encourage citizens to buy locally produced goods and support homegrown brands. Domestic consumption drive. Through media, education, and public endorsements, the campaign promotes locally made clothing, food products, tools, and building materials. Symbol of economic independence. Supporting local goods is seen as an act of patriotism and a contribution to national development. 2. Industrialization of agricultural products. Value-added processing. Rather than exporting raw cotton, grains, and livestock, the government is promoting the local processing of agricultural goods into finished products such as textiles, flour, dairy, and leather. Agro-industrial zones. Several agro-industrial parks have been launched to support farmers with processing centers, cold storage, packaging units, and distribution networks. Food sovereignty. Local processing ensures food security and helps retain value within the country. 3. Support for small and medium enterprises (SMEs). Access to capital. Traoré's administration is expanding microcredit programs and state-backed funding to support small businesses and young entrepreneurs. Training and incubation centers. Government-backed business incubators offer training, mentorship, and tools to help startups in sectors like manufacturing, fashion, and crafts thrive. Simplified business registration. Bureaucratic processes have been streamlined to make it easier for citizens to start and grow businesses. 4. Infrastructure for local industry. Power and transport expansion. The government is investing in rural electrification, road construction, and digital connectivity to make industrial activity viable in underdeveloped areas. Special Economic Zones (SEZs). Traoré's team is establishing SEZs where local industries receive tax breaks, subsidized utilities, and preferential access to government contracts. 5. Local manufacturing initiatives. Clothing and defense. The local textile industry, especially Faso Dan Fani production, is being revived to manufacture uniforms and garments. The defense sector is also being encouraged to produce military gear domestically. Construction materials. Promotion of locally made bricks, cement, and roofing materials is reducing reliance on expensive imports and encouraging eco-friendly building practices. Tech and innovation. Young Burkinabe innovators are being supported to develop local tech solutions in software, electronics repair, and mobile services. 6. Government procurement preference. Buy local policy. The government has introduced directives that prioritize local suppliers for public procurement contracts, especially in construction, food services, and uniforms. Support through policy. Tariffs and restrictions have been adjusted to protect emerging local industries from unfair foreign competition. Impact and benefits. Job creation. Thousands of jobs are being generated in small factories, farms, workshops, and distribution networks across the country. Economic resilience. Reducing import dependency shields the economy from global price shocks and supply chain disruptions. Entrepreneurial growth. A new generation of Burkinabe business owners is emerging, creating a vibrant and diversified economy. National unity. Local industry promotion has helped build a shared sense of purpose among citizens, aligning economic activity with national pride and independence. Conclusion. Through the aggressive promotion of local industries, President Ibrahim Traoré is building more than just an economy, he's building a self-sufficient nation. By investing in Burkinabe talent, raw materials, and creativity, his administration is unlocking the full potential of the country from the grassroots up. It's a vision of Burkina Faso where the wealth of the nation is made by its people, for its people, and where every locally made product becomes a symbol of resilience, pride, and sovereignty. General conclusion. Burkina Faso is undergoing a bold and historic transformation under the leadership of President Ibrahim Traoré. Through visionary economic reforms, including debt independence, public sector restructuring, nationalization of natural resources, monetary sovereignty, and the powerful promotion of local industries, the country is reclaiming its destiny. These reforms are more than policies, they are a statement of resistance, a call for dignity, and a blueprint for African self-reliance. By investing in its people, protecting its resources, and rejecting neo-colonial economic systems, Burkina Faso is not just changing its economy, it's shaping a new national identity rooted in pride, strength, and unity. The world is watching as this landlocked nation becomes a symbol of possibility. Burkina Faso is showing us that true progress doesn't come from dependence, it comes from the courage to believe in your own power. Stay inspired, stay informed, and never underestimate the power of a people who choose to rise.